teams competing over 18 rounds, playing 75 matches in total to determine one winner. The 2025-26 Premiership Women's Rugby season starts here tonight at the Stoop. It's absolutely rolling in. The fans have come in, and Rachel Burford, an absolute stalwart of Harlequins, a Red Rose, a Rugby World Cup winner, and someone who's just commentated on this Home Rugby World Cup, joins us. Good evening and welcome to Southwest London, looking sensational.
It is, isn't it? You can feel the atmosphere already building. People have been coming in. I got here at 6:30 and people already coming through the doors. So lots of excitement about PWR kicking off tonight.
Speaking to the staff here at Harlequins, they told us a little earlier that 30% of the people who bought tickets to be here tonight have never been to a PWR match at the Stoop. This, of course, is also the venue that will host the final in 247 odd days. I'm not counting at all. There's a lot of work to be done, though, because for the teams competing in this league, they've had a pretty much 2-week-long pre-season, which is unprecedented in how short it is. It's a bit challenging to build cohesiveness, right, Rachel?
Yeah, look, it will be really challenging, but everyone's in the same boat, aren't they? So they've had 2 weeks where all the players are back into their systems, and it's all about getting good clarity, really good connections. Harlequins on Monday night actually had a connection dinner, and they did all different dishes from all the different nationalities in the team. Again, just trying to reconnect the group, and it'll be about getting the small things right, the communication, those kind of things, as opposed to lots of detail, lots of information, because they've been working really hard these last few months, haven't they? So an opportunity to get back in, settle in, and then hopefully put it out there tonight.
Now, recruitment's obviously the off-season job. That's where you go and find the talent that will bring home that title, that'll get you that home final here at the end of the season. Jade Konkel, an important player. You've got Ellie Kildan there, you've got Lucy Packer. So much talent across the park for Harlequins this season.
Yeah, Harlequins have always had a really strong team, but the depth potentially hasn't been there, and this year they've recruited really, really strongly, particularly in the back row. We've got 11 back rowers, 7 of those are international standards, so it's going to be huge competition, but also the experience and the opportunity for them to go out onto the park and hopefully push this team one further this year.
Now, speaking of talent, if you did watch the Rugby World Cup final, you'll know that player of the match in that game, Sadia Kabaya, put in a sensational performance, and she is turning out for Loughborough Lightning again this season. A young player, someone that we would consider to be up and coming only 6 months ago, and now one of the leaders in that lineup, because they've lost a lot of really experienced players.
Yeah, they have, and you know, the announcement of Emily Starrett, Laura Keats, Rachel Malcolm moving, 3 really big leaders within that team. So Sadia Kabaya leads by example. She's such a threat both sides of the ball, and she'll be relishing in that opportunity to pick up from that momentum, how good of a World Cup she had. She is a name to be remembered, and she'll be making sure that she can put that out there tonight.
Well, of course, they did fill in their ranks with a number of American players. They've got that Scottish halfback pairing, which I'm sure we'll see a lot from tonight. But on the topic of the woman that has a campaign for a dameship behind her name, I caught up with Emily Scarrett a little earlier this afternoon. This is what she had to say. Bit of a different week for you, Emily Scarrett. You've done enough media engagement now to, last you a lifetime?
I hope so. No, yeah, it's been an amazing week, a very overwhelming week. I was potentially a little naive to maybe the outpouring that I got, but I'm incredibly grateful. Some people have been incredibly generous with their words and been very, very kind. So I'm very grateful and yeah, excited obviously to be here and kick off the PWR.
Who got you to cry first? Quickest, earliest in the conversation?
Zoe Allcroft actually got me, and that was the day before anyone else even knew. I just rang her to let her know, and I was just on the phone on my way into Loughborough, and all of a sudden I was in tears, and I was like, oh my goodness. So that didn't start my day off very well, because I wanted to let a lot of other people know, so I was already emotional, but yeah, she got me.
So you were, 17 when you were called into England camp first. You've spent 17 years being a Red Rose. That's literally half your life. What has the build-up to tonight felt like now that you're on the other side? How different? Any butterflies in the tummy still?
Quite genuinely been too busy to even process that it's going to be any different. yeah, it's been a very busy week. Obviously, I've been on the other side of it a little bit as a player coach at Loughborough for the last couple of years anyway. So obviously, the analysis and the pre-bit that you do is probably similar. I guess the only difference is I don't physically lace up and run out there. I keep a few more clothes on and hopefully stay a bit warmer. But yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I think this PWR season is going to be unbelievable. I don't think anybody quite knows where it's going to go and who's going to come out really strong. So hopefully tonight will give a good indicator of where these two teams are.
So the other day when the announcement came out, when I texted you at one point during the day saying literally even people in South Africa are in tears about this, you were like, I've just been in meetings all day. What has your week been like? What exactly are you busy with? Where can we see the Emily Scarrett impact on today's match?
Well, hopefully somewhere in the back line. Yeah, that's kind of my main role at Loughborough. It's a part-time coaching role, mainly backs, obviously picking up a bit of attack stuff as well. So that will be hopefully the imprint you see on the game. Like all teams, we've had an influx of internationals back, so I assume for everyone it's going to take a little bit of time for everybody to get going and gel back together. But yeah, hopefully we'll hit the ground running.
You guys have one or two faces making their debut tonight. Tell us about the players in this lineup. There's a number of American ones there as well, and you last played against the US at the Rugby World Cup. You've got a few fresh ones there.
Yeah, we've got, I think, hopefully a really nice blend of international experience and some of our youngsters that have obviously excelled in our University Bucks programme. Ala Latui, she's going to be unbelievable. Like, she's literally 18 years old, and I'm sure you'll see a little bit of her physical presence tonight. Somebody like Atalia Brody, obviously American internationals at Tigers last season, she's come to us. So hopefully there's a really nice sprinkling of some decent physicality and a decent bit of youth and experience that we'll see.
And this pitch is looking sensational.
It looks unbelievable. Genuinely, when I walked in, that was the first thing that I noticed. That's probably the stuff I'll sort of miss, is getting able to run around on absolutely, perfect turf like that. But yeah, hopefully, and the weather looks amazing, so there's no reason not tonight to be a cracker.
Good luck, coach.
Thank you.
We've given Rachel Burford a head start so that she can join Nick Heath up in commentary. We have been joined by the PWR trophy and by Aoife Wafer. Now, Aoife Wafer, Ireland fans know and love you dearly. You were the Women's Six Nations Player of the Championship earlier this year. You could have played anywhere in the world right about now. Why is it that you decided to join Harlequins?
Yeah, I think pre-Six Nations, I visited a couple of clubs, and it's just the feeling you get when you walk into Harlequins and when you're around the team, and like you're just so supported by the girls, and like I just felt so welcomed, and I knew my family would be looked after here as well. So yeah, like for me it's a lot about my family and just about the feelings of the club, and yeah, like I just can't wait to get going with them.
And you now are playing at a club with not a lot of Irish players. You are living with Alex Callender from Wales and Laura Bimba Delgado from Spain. Are you guys doing any language exchange between you guys?
Yeah, I feel like I'm speaking a rake of Spanish at home, but no, I've taught Bimba a small bit of Irish. So our analyst Ger is Irish, so she came into training the other day and was like, "Do you which Ger?" And he was like, "Oh my God, it's like Bimba's speaking Irish now." But yeah, no, bits and pieces, I suppose.
Well, we are going to talk to Aoife Wafer about the rugby a little bit more later. Can I chat to you at halftime?
Yeah, of course you can.
She's warned us and said that she does have drumsticks and there might be a little drumming. The lights are going, the music is blaring, and it's time for us to join our commentary team. So I'm handing over to Rachel Burford, who is up there with Nicholas Heath.
Thank you, Elma. Helps if you press the button, doesn't it? Let's get going on the right foot. Good evening, everybody. Well, what those 27 days have done. For some people go completely slowly. For others, absolutely fly by, haven't they? What a time we had. What talented international athletes we were entertained by. What a phenomenal experience it was. And from the biggest ever Women's Rugby World Cup, what a privilege it is now to settle in and get ready for a whole new season of Premiership Women's Rugby to kick off the PWR. And what a cracker we've got for you this evening. Two teams who scored the same amount of points in the league last season. Two teams whose form took quite different turns in the latter stages too. But it's a new turn, new boots, new pencil cases and a clean slate as Harlequins take on Loughborough Lightning. Well, Ross Chisholm remains the man in charge, and his selection for this evening's game includes no less than 8 Rugby World Cup stars, none less impressive than last year's World Cup Player of the Year on the bottom right of your screen, with 5 tries in the big dance a few weeks ago, one Ellie Kildunn. In the forward pack, Sylvia Tirani, the Italian, Wales, Abby Fleming, and the Quins captain, Scotland retiree Jade Conkle. Keep an eye out for Nicole Wythe as well, who dominated the stats long after a shoulder injury cut her season short last year. At scrum half, another Rugby World Cup winner, the clockwork Lucy Packer, and outside her, it's a first league start at 10 for Red Rose Langi Tuima. Parry and Pena make an intelligent midfield. For the replacements, will further Rugby World Cup stars lurk. Caris Phillips of Wales, Laura Delgado, who we had mentioned, another recent retiree, as the second Spaniard in the 23. For Loughborough Lightning, well, head coach Nathan Smith was very pleased with the progress shown and collective buy-in from the team last season, and he'll be pretty happy with some of the new faces that bolster the matchday 23 with 10 World Cup stars. Starting club debut for one of 5 USA Eagles in the ranks, Maya Sangapolu, in a pack that includes World Cup winning Red Roses, Lily Ives Campion and Sadia Kabea, the latter that player of the match from the final over the road. It's an all-Scottish halfback duo of Brebna, Holden and Nelson, with Kelter and Matai Tonga, the other USA internationals, in the backfield. And there's another club debut to come from Leicester signing Talia Brodie on the bench, with Catherine Tredder and Christine Belisle, further names with World Cup pedigree. For the stage set, pushing 4,000 in here this evening, as we heard from Elmer Smith just in the build-up there. 30% of those turning up have yet to have bought a ticket to a PWR game at the Stoop. It's the first time, so these are the new audiences. If you are new to our televised coverage of the PWR, you are very, very welcome indeed. And we are set for what is going to be an exciting one this evening. Rachel Burford has shimmied her way up the ladder to join us in the crow's nest. Harlequins, towards the end of last season, just started to lose a few. We thought they might be winning, given their form in the season. And, well, Loughborough Lightning, they went pretty well. They were on a decent run, 5 out of 7 wins towards the end of last season, which eventually gave them a slightly better league position than they might have been expecting of finishing 6th.
Yeah, they're a challenging team, and I think, you know, last season is last season, isn't it? It's all about the new opportunities for these players today. I think Harlequins have massively strengthened their depth in their player pool to really push on one more this season and get past that semi-final and into the final, as they have done in previous years.
444,465 Rugby World Cup tickets were sold. It was a record-breaking peak audience of 5.8 million that tuned in across TV and streaming on the BBC to watch the Red Roses' triumphant 33-13 victory over Canada. And we now get the chance to enjoy these World Cup stars back in the domestic best club scene in the world. Loughborough Lightning out of the sheds, taking their place. Aliv Kelter, one of those, a key pillar in that midfield. Expect Kelter to be making those busting runs. We will have the chance to talk to Rachel Burford about the balance of that Loughborough Lightning midfield, because might have played a game or two alongside a certain Emily Scarrett, who has now vacated that Loughborough Lightning 13 shirt, and Daisy Hibbert-Jones in the middle left of your picture there, who is the captain this season. Was co-captain along with Scotland international captain Rachel Malcolm. Spoke this week about the slight anxiety but excitement about being able to play as the solo captain. And now it's the turn of Harlequins, the home side. Jade Conkle leading them out. The flames and the fireworks. In the pink as well. Chance to recognise that breast cancer now is the official charity partner of Premiership Women's Rugby this season. Our officials team for this evening then. Assistants Mike Woods and Gareth Holgrave. Trying to see where the referee is actually. He's not sure he's realised that we've got a game that's about to start. Has anyone got a referee? I'm not seeing either two assistants or our man in the middle. I think we're just getting them sorted out with their comms devices. But what about these two? Rachel Burford, a stellar World Cup, and two key performers in that Red Roses side.
Yeah, both of them had really good performances across the Rugby World Cup. Ellie Kildan, obviously been a standout Red Rose for a number of years now, and really shone on the stage again. And Lucy Packer, she's such a key player to this Harlequin side. The speed of ball that she can generate for them allows them to play that entertaining rugby.
Referee Andy Wigley is with us. Good, we're all present and correct then. Well, Harlequins did the double over Lightning last season. League wins home and away. Can Nathan Smith's Loughborough side continue with that momentum they had from the conclusion of last season? Or will Quins get the dream start in front of this bumper crowd? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! PWR 25-26 is go time. No one needs more of an invitation for go time. Then Olive Kelter straight through the first defender. She was the second highest in terms of beating the most defenders last season. And already straight back to business as usual for the USA Eagle number 256. Quins having to defend wide here as Loughborough Lightning look to find it into another one of their Eagles' hands in Buildup. Back in from Brebner Holden. Going to go short side again. It was the dummy run from Sadia Kabea, and Helen Nelson happily able to pull the strings, and good footwork again from Matai Tonga. Nelson, shorter ball that time. Players getting trapped in there. It's a big collision in there. Rachel Burford put her hand to mouth, and certainly some attention just being given off camera, so we will come back to that in the meantime. It's May Sangapolu making a club debut. Quins able to tidy it up. Packer. Little chip over the top. Oh, and just tiptoeing in. The toes did touch the whitewash.
There's a brilliant kick from Lucy Packer. Just recognised quick turnover. Space is going to be in that backfield. But this potentially looks worrying. I think it might be Sarah Savoda. Held it awkwardly in that tackle. This year was a really bright start, wasn't it, from Loughborough Lightning. Alev Kelter doing what she does best, route one, running over players, getting them on the front foot.
It's a big collision, wasn't it?
Lightning have really come out with physicality, really trying to dominate that gain line to get them at momentum. You saw them shorten up Quins on a couple of occasions just because of that brute force through the middle.
Sarah Svoboda will be given all the time she needs to just be assessed. Of course, recognise and remove a key part of the care and attention given to players, particularly where knocks are concerned. There's probably the most famous water girl in world rugby. Svoboda sits back up. Corset. Talking of back rows coming to Harlequins, well, a couple of signings this week that certainly have raised the eyebrows. A couple of Black Ferns who are going to be making their way to the Stoop. Leila Slate, Liana Michaeli Tu'u. They've also got Sophie Tansley in the ranks, another one of their second rows. Fee McIntosh, of course, who is in there tonight from Saracens. Lucy Burgess signing from Bristol. Corrine Grant, another one from Saracens. So Ross Chisholm certainly went shopping over the early part of the summer.
Yeah, he really has, isn't he? You know, I think last season there was a couple of times where injuries really dampened the ability for Harlequins to be able to really kick on, and so building that strength and depth this season, that's a great sight to see, isn't it?
Svoboda straight back into the action. Just wonder with that collision that we witnessed whether there will be any more intervention from the sidelines, but on we go. Connie Powell, one of those disappointed to have not made that England squad. Straight through the middle, there's Sarah Parry to Ema, then turning up on the outside, and then the gas goes on from Lauren Torley. 7 specialist. First we really saw with Quinn's ball in hand, certainly through the back line. Scottish combo, Brebner Holden back to Nelson, straight down the middle to bisect Kildun and Tuima. Kildun with it. On the toe. Looking for a 50-22, wasn't quite going to get it. Nelson. Down the channel to Tuima. Oh, that's a poor handling error from the Quins fly half. First selection in the league at 10, Rachel Burford. We understand to make the most of that centre partnership between Sarah Parry and Claudia Pena, Claudia Pena, I should say. It's a brilliant centre partnership. It's a lot of pressure on Tuima. No Kaylee Powell, we understand, out this evening, unavailable. So, what do you think of that selection?
Yeah, look, I've trained in a team when Annie's running at 10, a lot of training, and she can really pull the string. She's one of those players that's really calm and relaxed and composed, and you know, that was an error. She just had a little look up, spotted a little bit of space before the ball was into her hands, but you can already see her scanning the backfield as that ball was coming over for Ellie. She was already pointing and indicating to kick to that bottom left. So, you know, I think she'll settle in well.
Brebner Holden. 13th club appearance for her. Midfield. Looked like it was going to go a little wider from Morale than it was to Kelter. It's just a short pass in the end.
Not now.
Quins looking to compete, but the referee had given them the warning.
Yeah, Lauren Torrey there. She's always really feisty around the breakdown. Will always have another shot, but clear comms from the referee there to leave it. Hands have gone on the floor, so deemed off their feet, and then playing the 9. Just gives Loughborough Lightning that lovely entry into the 22, their first opportunity here.
Loughborough Lightning in the 22. Throw goes over the top of everybody. Ends up in the hands of Kelter. Around the corner. Aniala Latui. Father Alecki playing 181 times for Worcester. The ball spilled, and despite the efforts of Sadia Kabea, it's going to be a chance for Quins to run and carry, and that's what you will always get from Jade Conkle. Tuima from Packer. Good clearance.
Yeah, really good. Just straight away, settled, got into the pocket, gave Lucy a clear angle. And both teams, just a few errors. Just here's on the left flow, just not quite sticking. Talked about the time that these teams have had together, that timing piece. It's always going to play a part in the first few games.
In from Calladine, but not straight the call.
But smart by Harlequins, wasn't it? Obviously to go up, to compete, put pressure on that throw. It wasn't quite a clean scrum on that last one. So it'll be interesting to see how Loughborough Lightning match up here defensively.
Balance on the set, please, both teams. Crouch!
93rd appearance for Lucy Packer in a Harlequins shirt.
Early binds.
Free kick goes against Sangapolu.
You can see Ellie Kildun running in for this. We saw this in the Rugby World Cup final, the big spiral bomb, pulling it up,
trying to apply the pressure from the kick.
More of a simple trajectory on that one. Didn't quite get it to sit as she might have liked to, but it was still a good one for the team to challenge on. And if you've got the skill in your armoury, why not try to use it? Used in the World Cup to great effect a couple of times, wasn't it? Lightning back in possession. Brebner Holden fires it back. Nelson had to take it high. Hasn't got quite the go forward on that as she might have wanted. Forward off Quins. Offers of the carriers. They might have just shortened up this Quins defence here. Does it need to go early? Late hit certainly came in, but ball was away from Daisy Hibbert-Jones. Taitonga intelligently stepping away, back in field, as you need to do, avoid that whitewash. Then the carry, Lily Eyes Campion. Another one of those Red Roses Rugby World Cup winners. Then it comes through Leah Green. Oh, slipping the net. Sadia Cabea's just not going to be stopped, and she's got away from another one. Ellie Kildun's got to try and stop her England teammate, but Cabea, it's gone backwards, the referee says first, and this is going to be the game's first try. Bo Westcombe-Evans getting on the score sheet. Well, what a return for Westcombe-Evans as well. It was an ACL rupture against Harlequins last season that caused her to miss the rest of it. First game back was against Sarries in the Cup, and she's scoring at the Stoop.
Well, it's brilliant, isn't it? Sadia Cabea stepping up. We talked about her at the top of the show, really needing to step up and be a real leader in this team. And she does it through her actions, the leg drive through, the fend. Now, I'm not sure Lucy Packer will be pleased with that one. Good teammates off the field, those two, but Bo Westcombe-Evans, we know what a finisher she can be, but being right on the shoulder, just being ready, picking up the scraps from the floor. And too many Harlequins players stopping, thinking that that's a forward pass and not playing to the whistle. And Lightning strike first.
Referee therefore adjudging that the ball was placed backwards, but because of the nature of the momentum and the oval ball, that when it hit the ground it then span itself forwards. He's happy that the first action was backwards, and that's all that matters in the referee's eyes. So, first blood to the visitors.
Just the power, isn't it? We've seen this throughout the World Cup from Sadia Cabea. Her ability to leg drive through, keep fighting. Such a tough competitor to be able to bring down. Just really impressed there with how organised Loughborough Lightning are. Straight on that turnover, everybody getting back into shape, play to one edge, then play to the opposite edge. They're really working Harlequins left to right, being really destructive through the middle, shortening them up.
Well, referee's happy to play here. Wants to continue. He's getting a plaintive look from Silvia Tirani, the Italian international, who's down on the floor. She's being taped up. Referee's told Quins to get on with it. They might try and slow this down and wait for their nearly 50 capper Italian to be able to rejoin them. Referee wants to keep the tempo up. No arguments with that.
Silvia Tirani just back to her feet, but definitely with a limp there. Keep an eye on her, see how she goes.
She's got half the physio bag wrapped around her right foot. Cabea releases it back for Brebner Holden. Morale on for Nelson. It's good continuity from Lightning. Good offloading as they went through, but opportunity to strike back came from Sarah Parry. Morale. Low dip of the shoulder. Conkle doing everything she can. Kelter spotted a bit of space. Is it going to sit up for Kildun? Not terribly easily. Tuima wanted it early. Pena slips it back inside. It was the right option. Pena was the last player out on this left-hand side, but now gets joined by Beth Wilcott. Another good performer from last season, Tirani. Chouima. Through parry again. Pena, lovely thread of the ball through. Looking for the room on the outside. Kildun went on the wraparound. Gets it back from Torley. Well, she's wrapped up herself by Nelson. On for Wythe. Nearly manages to get away from Latui. Shout goes up for Harlequins. It's a lovely line from Fleming. Did that go backwards? Referee says that one will be judged as a knock-on.
It's the first bit of continuity we've just seen from Harlequins there. Getting into their shape, getting their big ball carriers onto the ball. It's a great ball from Ellie Kildun and a great line from Abby Fleming. Just seeing it from both teams, just forcing it a little bit too much. As soon as you're getting behind the defence, you want to be able to keep that momentum.
No Ellis Martin, no Helena Rowland. Surgery on the ankle. Fancy Bermudas, Rachel Ericke. Other signings into the Loughborough Lightning stable. Free kick goes and is played straight away. Kelter back inside. Brebna Holden in for Latui, who's getting through a fair amount of work. The 19-year-old New Zealand-born number 8. Kildun comes running onto this. Taken nicely. Footwork nearly gets through. Away from Pena. Roberts, oh, the call on the outside. Uncle Roberts.
Scrum advantage, Blacker got the ball.
Kelter plays scrum half. Wythe getting involved in the challenge. Away again. Nelson, a little more depth on it. Can they just wrong foot this Harlequins defence from the outside of their 22? Kabea, oh, she's so good. Finding space and just managing to hold the line. Turned up a couple of times as a winger and a sprinter so far in this game, Sadia Kabea. Loose on the floor, though. Kelter's got a decision to make. Thought she might kick it. Was under the pressure of Torley. There's the ball in there, Rachel Burford.
I thought Jay Concord done enough to get her hands on that one.
Sangapolu. Nelson, sensing not too much is happening in their own half, wants to send it away. It's a tricky old bounce, and it got a hand on from Ellie Kildun. That's a right result as far as Loughborough Lightning are concerned.
Yeah, really good kick from Helen Nelson. Just recognised that it slowed up a little bit. It's not going out. Ellie Kildun trying to tap it back in to keep it alive. We've seen that work on so many occasions for her, just not on this one.
Solid line-out work. Connie Powell was trying to get in the channel to shut that down. It's another big carry in midfield, another fairly upright collision. Rachel Burford clutched her pearls if she had any just then. Alongside us, Nelson. No fly half as Nelson had been involved. Becky Boyd stepping up and getting the ball back again, and this is Boyd bouncing away into the 22. Big hit having to come in to stop the Loughborough Lightning second row. Now they're trying to release in behind the back line. Oh, it's solid work again. Link player in Kabea that time. Offload away. Last-ditch tackles coming in from Quins to stop Lightning getting a second here.
No advantage.
Penalty advantage now. Pick and go time. They pull the shutters down. Tirani involved. Hibbert Jones. Skipper trying to get around that corner. Ball was loose on the floor, so we'll have to come back for the penalty.
Offside too.
See Harlequins just trying to fly up out the line, but then it gives dog legs if you're not all going as a unit. And the offload, the flood through from Loughborough Lightning is exceptional. Everybody right on the shoulders, ready there, aware. And it's so hard to recover defensively from that. Quins end up creeping offside.
Bit of attention on the shoulder for Powell. Just started her own business with hair extensions, is that right?
Yeah, and she's looking for some models, so if there's anybody out there that wants to be a guinea pig for it.
She's doing hair extensions for guinea pigs.
Well, maybe, as well. She's really thrown herself into, obviously, disappointment not making that Rugby World Cup squad, thrown herself into the Quins environment, but then also focusing on some personal development off the pitch and setting up her own business is a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, we've seen players do that, rely on actually that club family as well, haven't we? We saw it with Natasha Hunt after the disappointment of 21 into 22, just, you know, went underground for a couple of weeks, but then went, I need to get stuck into this cup campaign, I need my club mates around me, and actually, what a season, or 3 seasons, Natasha Hunt went on to have, and Connie Powell, 9 PWR tries last season. She's a solid performer. She'll certainly be wanting to get a message into John Mitchell. Still in the England job, contracted through until June. Will John Mitchell fancy the run to the next Rugby World Cup?
Okay, ladies, watch off, please.
You think from this penalty, they would look to kick to the line out. In fact, I think they're already set up.
Ives Campion with the leap, straight down for Cabella. Cabella ready to smuggle it. She might have been in a position to score it herself, but there is the try. Loughborough Lightning getting their second. Caladine crashing over off the back of Cabella. Under-20s captain in the Six Nations Summer Festival, voted MVP during that particular campaign. But Loughborough Lightning taking their opportunities.
Yeah, they really have.
Put the try on the Harlequins side.
It was all from the setup, quick ball in, and managed to get together really quickly. The connection there, the transfer from Cabella, because you feel her balance was slightly starting to go, so transferred the ball back, and Calandine gets over.
Nelson adds the extras.
Saw that momentum from Loughborough Lightning. You could see all the pink shirts to the left-hand side, not able to stop any of that momentum. Full pack effort.
Tuima needs to get Harlequins into the right area of the field. Loughborough Lightning with a 14-point advantage now after the first quarter. Singapore back for Nelson, looking for the big one over the top. That was intelligent from Morale. It wasn't on.
Can't reward you.
Take the inside centre channel, carry it up. Cabella.
Not now.
Brebner Holden. And Young
Go back.
with the carry. Brebner Holden. Cabella shipping it on that time. A little bit of support is going to be given here by Anne Young, former Sale Shark with 22 caps for Scotland. Powell was there but didn't take it. Sadie Cabella appeals. Quins are going quickly. One of the Loughborough Lightning players is getting some attention, but they flick it on. Find its way to Wilcott. Now it's back in. Powell takes it high. Conkle there to help provide the assurance and keep that clear out clean. Wide. Off to Ema. To Ema again. Parry. Into Cabella. Cabella was just cleared out beyond the ball. Quite cleverly there. Pena with the flick. Another nice bit of footwork from Torley. Again, another long spell of possession here for Harlequins. They need to turn this into points. Powell the dummy inside for Tirani. Now they're arriving in slightly quicker numbers, and it's Lizzie Hanlon, and it's off to Conkle, and this could be the finish for Fleming. Well, Harlequins pride themselves on the offload game, and eventually the connectivity shows. Taken until the 23rd minute, but Abby Fleming gets Harlequins' first try of the night.
But it all started from the quick thinking of Lucy Packer on that penalty. Quick tap, lift the tempo, lift the urgency. And the organisation, all forwards, all lining up on the shoulders. Offload one, offload two. And Abby Fleming gets over and gets Harlequins on the score sheet. It's a good response after being under a lot of pressure and conceding back-to-back tries.
Pena shaping up the conversion. No problem at all. Quins up to 7.
It does highlight how deadly they can be with ball in hand when they really get that momentum and that ball in behind, winning the collisions, the offloads, the disconnect. Shows what they're capable of.
Third season since joining from Exeter Chiefs, Abby Fleming, Welsh international. She was the next one in the queue for that one, wasn't she? In terms of the offload game. Harlequin 7, off for 14. Pena gets it back. Heaved in field from Green. Morale might have made a bit of room on that far side that time. Latui. Played a bit of England under-18s, did Latui, and it was a quick decision for Wilcott to come up and try and shut that down from reaching the outer edges for Loughborough Lightning. Good from Boyd. Quickly on again. Or
7, never onside.
penalty going against Svoboda. Really mature performer, isn't she? Helen Nelson had a great World Cup, steering Scotland into the right areas of the field.
Yeah, she'll be a big leader for Loughborough Lightning this season. Yet again, you saw her before the game had even kicked off, was talking in the huddle, giving the orders. She'll ensure that Loughborough play in the right areas this evening.
Here's Campion, another key performer. Bredna Holden, oh, good smuggle away to Nelson. Tirani with the tackle. The two trying to rip the ball in the tackle. Morale, Young.
All backwards.
Powell and Tirani almost knocked each other out of that attempt to rip that one away. Both of their shoulders met as they went in for the jackal and bounced the other one out. Slower here for Lightning. Sagapolu.
Lost!
Queen's defence having to get across. They've left a big gap through the middle there. Nelson. Oh, and the intercept. Oh, and this could be the break for Wilcock. Wilcock is absolute gas. Over the 22 on a 56th appearance for Harlequins. Beth Wilcock will make it 2 tries apiece in the Stoop under the Friday night lights in the PWR.
What a great read from Beth Wilcox there. Just gets in between that passing channel. Lightning have been wanting to play out the back, wanting to try and stretch. But the short line runner just doesn't do enough there. And Beth Wilcox just picks it off like a peach, run through the middle. She's got the gas to burn. 2 opportunities and Quins have absolutely taken them.
Pink bows all the rage, with a bit of a nod to Breast Cancer Now, the PWR charity. And of course we knew that there was all that support as well for Georgia Evans during the World Cup, after people seemed to question all sorts of things around pink bows. Goodness. Too much time on their hands, some people. Claudia Pena, straight through the sticks. We are all square in our Friday night opener. Ball just hung in the air for a millisecond too long, didn't it? An easier one to steal at that point. Pena. Put down for Green. There's a sense that was forward. There was the officiating team were particularly in line with it. Ball comes flying out after the big hit. Kelter's under pressure. That is a little untidy, shall we say?
Tackle!
Just got a little pause in play here. He's got Brebner Holden coming off the field. Taking the right amount of care. Liz Maud is the replacement able to come on. Daisy Hibbert-Jones laying down the law.
Yeah, and probably just talking to her team there. You know, if we feel under pressure, we feel like the heat's coming on to us, let's settle, let's not force things. Let's certainly not throw the ball blindly, because Harlequins at the moment have got that momentum swing back and put in pressure onto them.
Ladies, both had a free kick. Let's get stability right, please.
18 World Cup stars on show tonight in southwest London.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Pick from Latui. Kelter. Oh, it's a lovely line. Alan Kelter knows she's got work to do. Floods to the outside channel. Gets it to Matai Tonga. The cover was superb and the hit was excellent from Wilcock. Nelson back in for Latui. Tuima desperate to rip that away in the tackle. Maud. Nelson. It's got to be a big one to get it right out to the wing. 2 passes and they have managed it. Westcombe Evans just pokes it through. Players following up. Oh, it's decent work as well. Tackle was timed beautiful. They say it's gone backwards though. Off Harlequins. Is that Loughborough Lightning's 3rd? And just the 3rd touch of the ball from Liz Maud.
If you want to have an impact on a game, that is exactly how you do it. But it was all Elev Kelter, wasn't it? Right through the heart of the Harlequins defence. Latui's been so good this game. Her first PWR start, the little offload, and then linking up, knowing that she's not got the legs to make the width. Beth Wilcock gets back, makes the big tackle, and brilliant ball from Green to the outside. Bo Westcombe-Evans spots the space in behind, and then the follow-up chase, I think it's Morale. But there it's deemed that Sarah Parry's tapped the ball back, so Alicia Maud pounces all over that and gets a try.
Flags are raised once again. Brunose is back in front.
Just the timing of that kick as you're being tackled to recognise it. And then the little kick on from Maud. Not the easiest to pick up, bobbling balls over the try line. She does really well. It's exactly what you want from a player introduced into the game earlier than she probably would have been expecting, and then straight away makes an impact.
Oh, no, that's a little untidy, their own end. And that is going to go all the way, having been touched. So it's going to be a 5-metre scrum to Harlequins here. And that is good fortune for the home side. Untidy from the visitors. Well, they were just showing themselves to be super opportunist takers.
And that's such a frustration, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just got yourself back in front, and then a big error like that, a simple catch off the restart, lack of communication, just gives Harlequins an opportunity 5 metres out. You've got Beth Wilcock on the shoulders of Langi Tuima, options to the outside.
From Packer, referee an eagle eye on those front rows. Finns would have loved a penalty, but it's clean enough from Lightning as Parry looks to go through but loses it forwards. It's good defence from Loughborough Lightning. They'll be keeping their new defence coach Rachel Taylor happy with that effort.
Yeah, just getting up off the line. I think Langi Tuima wanted it out the back, wanted to play to the outside channels, but it got a little bit stuck at the back of the scrum, so they delayed the timing on it. Sarah Parry taken away with time and space, and then just spills the ball forward.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
It's a big drive from Harlequins. Oh, and it's the penalty try. Big celebrations. It all came from that costly error from the restart though, didn't it? That field position, the opportunity to go again. And they've marmalised the Loughborough scrum under their own posts.
What an effort from the 8. Sometimes on your own pudding you can switch off to the technical details and the basics, and Harlequins absolutely go after it. As soon as there's a slight bit of movement from Loughborough Lightning's pack, they absolutely charge through.
Knock on from McIntosh.
You're in front of knock-on, so it's
Oh,
offside.
and it was played by Lizzie Hanlon.
It's a knock-on, the player's in front.
One of those instinctive moments. But it is a penalty because there's an advantage that comes with knocking it on that the other team should be able to take, and if someone else ends up picking the ball up in front of you, well, it's deemed an offside penalty. Oh, how they've gone for everything in the corner there to try and get the 5 metre line out, and Helen Nelson winces as she sees it go past the corner flag and kicks it dead.
a huge let-off, isn't it, for Harlequins?
22 on the scrum.
Just a couple of big errors both teams are making.
Jade Conkle choosing the option of the scrum that she was presented with there. Well, given what just happened up the other end, you can't blame her.
Absolutely. You hear Connie Powell there saying 2-0. Obviously, as a front row, they're keeping track of how many scrums are going their way and just reminding each other, giving each other that confidence.
Think they're reminding each other or reminding our referee, Mr. Wigley?
Crouch!
They always have fun and games, don't they? Front rows.
Bind! Set!
We're back with Conkle, ready for Packer. Scotland international to Red Rose world champion. Pena, just outside the 22. Oh, and there's the only error. Why do teams kick ball away to try and cause those sorts of errors?
Bunch is over.
Knock-on advantage came to the feet of Lucy Packer, who sent it downfield, didn't find touch, so we're now continuing an open play, and Kildun centres a bit of space, and there is some. Matai Tonga does well to take it, and then has to ride the hit of Kildun, gets a knee to the ground. Kildun has to release, it's the tackle. Kabea got past a number of defenders already so far this evening. Nielsen might have to play scrum half. Rushing up and putting the pressure on Anne Young. Nice to see the error in our picture-in-picture box for you there, as Sarah Parry ends up with it back for Quins and fends with one and gets the leg drive going. Packer looking for Tirani. Tirani on for Tuima. Big carry from Hanlon. Packer, Tuima, Pena, oh, and out from the right and continuing to go to the corner. Pena stopped 3 metres short. Packer picks quickly. Communication just wasn't there. Or did it come off a lightning hand in there? It's going to be the Quinn scrum.
Lucy Packer just hounding the kicker, not giving her any time. What a run from Pena. She hasn't had much ball in this game so far, but just a glimpse there of that little outside arc and break.
Came off the referee, didn't it? Didn't quite spot that first time, but referee is, well, no offence to Mr. Andy Wigley, but often referred to as furniture on the field. So if the ball ends up touching them, then they have to reset the play. You've pulled quite a face to me using that phrase, haven't you? Yes. Well.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
All square, approaching half-time. Can Quins look for the fourth try and the bonus point before the break? Tuima lines up the big one. Kildun steps one. Defence comes drifting across. Numbers on the outside and screaming in they go. Lauren Torley from right wing to left. Harlequins do get the fourth try and the bonus point. Aoife Wafer, a happy supporter in the Quins replacement box.
Great work rate again from Lauren Torley, getting off a win, but this ball from Langi Tuima spots that Loughborough Lightning flying out the line, and the outside channels wide open. Beth Wilcox probably could have gone in 2 passes beforehand, but in the end, Torley gets the job done on the outside. She's one of those players that will always come off her wing, always go looking for the work. She wants the ball in hand, she wants to get involved, and she gets her rewards on the back of it.
Pena. Oh, off the left hand upright. It looked good in flight. And Lauren Torley scoring. They've got a wealth of options in the back three at Harlequins at the minute. Heather Cowell, Grace Crompton, Corrine Grant, Lisa Neumann, to name a few. someone called Ellie Kildan as well. She'll take the assist. 26-21 now. 7 tries so far. Tonga through Cabella onto Kelter, and now a little dart back inside. That was nice from Caladine. Maud, Nelson, Latui, Wythe with the hit on the Lightning number 8.
Thank you.
Nelson.
Last now 2.
Kelter turns distributor, Sanapolo with the carry. Penalty advantage, Loughborough Lightning. Will the opportunity arise for them to have a go? Quick tap from Maud on the penalty. Did it deserve a little more patience around the decision, but Hibbert Jones will carry into that Quins 22. Tui again, Young, good support. And then it's away once more. Lillyhouse Campion getting ever closer.
No, go out, back.
Latui looks for the support on the outside. Sanapolo looking for the room, but it didn't arise.
Step, Quinn, step.
Lightning looking for their 4th try. Getting close once more.
Quinn, step.
Driving for the line, Cabella. Did she find the whitewash?
Ball's there.
They've recycled regardless. Closer and closer go Lightning. Young thought she had the line at her mercy. Quinn shut the door once more. Back the other way. Nelson had to wonder where she was for a moment.
Come in front, go back, the offside.
Lightning penalty.
It was good defence from Harlequins. I know they gave away another penalty coming offside, but just to repel the continuous Lightning pick and goes, pick and goes.
Driving for the line. Sanapolo trying to get there. Hibbert Jones sends it away, knowing and hoping that Sadia Cabella could twist and turn and Lightning strike before the break. It's a 4th try for the visitors and a 4-try bonus point to go with it on the opening day of the season.
Sanapolo, big carry initially, go forward, takes 2 or 3 Quins players out of the way, then they just shift the ball slightly to Sadia Cabella, knows exactly where the line is, managed to twist and turn and get over.
And Nelson's got the chance now. The missed conversion off the woodwork at the other end from Pena. 3 of them in the face of the Scottish fly half. But she is not put off. Conversion allows Loughborough Lightning to get their noses in front in what has been a thoroughly absorbing first 40 minutes of the start of the PWR season. Four tries apiece to both sides over the course of that first half. Loughborough Lightning with the 2-point advantage at the break. Who's going to be the happier at the end of that first 40, Rachel Burford?
Do you know what? I think both teams will be going in pretty frustrated. You know, moments just switching off, allowing the other team to get back into it. We saw shifts of momentum throughout it. Harlequins getting back into the game. 2 very quick tries, putting the pressure back on Loughborough, and then a simple error allows them back into the game. So I think both teams will be pleased with elements, but those switch-off moments and allowing the opposition back in, they won't be happy with.
Now we can have a look at the highlight from that first half. I mean, I'm quite tempted to watch what's going to go on those inflatables in the middle of the field, frankly, but we can bring everyone up to speed with what's gone on over the course of that first 40, and it was, well, largely the story of Sadia Cabella slipping tackles and breaking away.
Yeah, she's been really impressive in this half, doing a lot of the hard work, hard yards up midfield, but also in those wider channels. She's causing a lot of damage against that Harlequins defensive back 3.
Westcombe Evans the one to benefit and get the score.
there, you see 4 or 5 Lightning players all stop and hold on Ellie Kildunn because she's such a threat. And then she just lets the ball do the work. But then Sadia Kabea just comes back at it. Look at that, the power through. This is from the first try with Bo Westcombe-Evans just picking up the ball. It's great to see her back, scoring for Loughborough Lightning after that terrible knee injury. This was Harlequins' first try, just being really physical, really direct, offloading the ball, getting it over, and Fleming got him on to the score sheet there. This all came on the back of Lucy Packer, quick penalty, loads of pace and tempo into the ball. Loughborough Lightning couldn't organise defensively.
Abby Fleming the one to be able to crash over, and then it was intercept time. Beth Wilcock absolutely on the bike.
Yeah, she's been getting really high in those outside channels and finally got some change from it. Just read the ball out the backs, not sharp enough. I think it was Helen Nelson trying to find the back, out the back ball. Sadia Kabea slightly early on her timing, and Beth Wilcock in the middle of the channel picks it out and has the legs and the pace to finish it.
Lightning got themselves out to a 14-point advantage, but it was those 2 scores from Harlequins that slowly reeled them in. Found ourselves all square before the visitors got the noses back in front again with the replacement Alicia Maud. It was about her 3rd touch of the game, this one.
Yeah, it was a really lovely, well-worked try. Morale to Green, Green to Bo Westcombe-Evans, spots the space in behind. You can see Corral pointing to the corner. And then it's just the work rate to follow it up, chase everything. Don't stop until the whistle goes, and Maud gets over. This initially came from the error from Loughborough Lightning, allowing the ball to go dead. Quins were gifted with a scrum. Unfortunately, Sarah Parry managed to knock it on, but they had a scrum from it, and look what Harlequins did. The pack, all 8, deemed a penalty try. Big result.
And this was the Lauren Torley score. We got a little brief preview of this a moment ago, but here it was. Kildunn turning provider. So often the scorer. Look at that, holds up 2 or 3 defenders to create the space for Torley.
Exactly, and players, you can't leave her until the ball's left her hands.
Sadia Kabea then adding a final score for Loughborough Lightning before the break, and well, the conversion from Helen Nelson has given them that nose in front. At half-time at the Stoop, it is Harlequins 26, Loughborough Lightning 28.
It's a club deep in history and culture. We are Harlequins. We fear no one. The culture we've got as a team is really special.
Harlequins aim, we want to be in the final.
I want to run over people.
We want to be entertaining, we want to be physical.
We love being a London club, we want to impress the fans.
They'll be there cheering us on, singing the "We Come On You Quins" chant. The players to watch out for, obviously Kelly Kildunn. We've also got new recruits like Aoife Wafer, she's an absolute bulldozer.
Hopefully I can bring the same attributes that the whole team have in being brave, physical and entertaining.
Speaking to someone, is it possible to get goosebumps on your face?
Almost that feeling of like we've made a change here and this is it, this is the change.
You just fly in the first of a couple of days.
Just the immense feeling of joy that we've done it, we've won this with a cup, we've done it together.
Definitely a moment that I'll be thinking about for a long time.
I remember the last 2 minutes because I was like, we've got this, we've won, and I just thought my whole body just shut down. I had Ellie Kildunn shouting at me, and I was like, we've won this, like this is crazy.
We are Loughborough Lightning. This is our town. This is our home.
Loughborough have a young and community feel when it comes to the fans.
Strong, Fearless.
Electric. Ones to watch this season are Alan Matei and Sadia Kabay.
I'm going to bring us tackles, fast-paced, tries, good rugby.
New era.
And we are joined by Aoife Wafer, as promised. She's back for the halftime chat. Aoife Wafer, how long until Quins fans can see you in that beautiful light pink candy coloured outfit on the pitch?
Very soon, I hope. Yeah, like I can't wait to be running out, hopefully at the Stoop, either in the quarters or in the pink kit, and yeah, like hopefully I'll be able to add to what the team have already put out today.
We just saw the promotion for the big game. You don't have great memories at Twickenham in a green shirt, but you could make some brand new ones now as part of this Harlequins lineup. Is that your target?
Oh, 100%. Like I've already been told stories about walking over the bridge and all the kind of crowd getting behind the Quins family, and yeah, literally just walking across the Twickenham and walking in the gates and then just throwing out a really good game and big game, and yeah, hopefully I get back for that one because it's going to be class.
You've been bringing the vibes, the crack, as you say in Ireland, on the drums. How do you think it's been going for your team on the pitch? 26-28 behind at half-time. Definitely Loughborough happy with that result, I'm sure.
Yeah, I reckon right now Loughborough are probably the happier team going into change room. I don't think anyone's going to be quite happy. Like I'd say there'll probably be a few stern words in both changing rooms, but yeah, like I reckon Loughborough are putting our back three under a good bit of pressure just with some of their kicks. They're putting up really big kicks in the midfield and just getting up and chasing it and putting us under pressure, and then a couple of dinks through as well and just chasing it. And it's, I suppose it's just a matter of like seeing who can scramble best, like when you pressure that back three. So yeah, like it's an interesting game so far. It's like no one really has momentum. It's kind of like you throw a punch, I'll throw a punch, and just kind of see where it goes. But yeah, at the minute it's literally all to play for.
How far off is this, what you guys talked about in the week? Because I know you're not part of the match day squad at the moment, but you've been in all of these conversations. Everyone knew that cohesion would be a challenge coming into this.
Yeah, like we spoke a lot about how the start of PWR will depend a lot on how the internationals blend into the team. Because obviously we've had our cup team here, they got to the final of the cup and they were smashing it, and then all of a sudden all the internationals are back and everyone's wanting a spot. So it's about who can blend the most and who can kind of integrate and really be effective. Right now, like it's like some of our plan is getting out onto the field, but I reckon this second half it's going to be a tasty one because like the girls will come out there and they'll just be raring to go again.
If you were in the room there, what would you be saying to your teammates?
I don't know, like I'm probably more of a lead by example kind of person, but like I'd probably just be trying to get the energy up. I feel like it's a typical back row trait, but yeah, just trying to get the energy up, just telling us to really, like if back doors aren't working, why not go front door and just try run over a few bodies, and I suppose that's what my kind of super strength is. But yeah, literally, like if we're trying to play out wide all the time, like maybe there's gaps in the middle, and that's something we need to test with this Loughborough team.
Well, the scrum's looking good.
Yeah, very good, isn't it? Yeah, with a penalty try and all there, and yeah, like it's looking very strong. But you have the likes of Sylvia Tarani, Connie Powell, like all of them in front row, and obviously second row, back row, kind of helping out. Back row probably not as much, but yeah, no, like the girls are smashing in the scrum and they're looking really strong.
We've heard chants of Sadia Kabay, toot toot. You know, she's got her own tune and everything. You don't have the Aoife Wafer theme song, but you've got your red scrum cap. Have you got the quarters now on your scrum cap, or are you still sticking with the red?
I don't have the quarters just yet. No, I think I'll be sticking with the red. I'd say, red is kind of from my grandmother, so I'll be sticking with it. But I suppose it's got one colour of the quarters, so I'm quartered away there. But God knows, hopefully there'll be some sort of tune then maybe sprout out for when I play with Harlequins. But God knows, Sadia's one was ringing out here when she scored that try.
Sadia is one of those players who came into this looking like she's just carrying that momentum from winning a World Cup. There are players on this pitch tonight, though, who have a bit of a point to prove. Whether you're Connie Powell, because you were not selected and you didn't get to play, or whether you're one of the Scottish girls who didn't get through to the point in the tournament that they wanted to get through. How much of that conversation has there been kind of internally? How much of that have you picked up? You yourself faced disappointment against France. How much of that do you still carry at this stage?
To be honest, when we first came in, it was all a celebration. We were celebrating groundbreaking World Cup. So like we had our day with all of the internationals, and then we got back integrated on a Tuesday with the rest of the squad, and it was not just a celebration of being back in Quins colours and being back at Clubland, because it was such a groundbreaking World Cup, and it was literally just across the road. So yeah, like I'm sure there are players still there that feel that hurt. Like, yeah, I still carry that French game with me, and I think I probably will for a long time. But yeah, like there is those players that haven't been selected, or there's Welsh girls there that have the disappointment, there's Scottish girls, there's South Africans, there's every nation, because I mean you go to a World Cup with the hope of winning and the dream of winning it, and nobody except England won it, so everyone kind of carries a bit of a chip, don't they?
So give us a prediction. Look into your crystal ball. We've got a 2-point margin now. Are we just going to keep trading tries until we run out of time? Another 4 tries each before full time? Or do you see this game really shifting now?
I'm actually shocking with predictions, I'm not going to lie. I obviously back Quins to win. Right now, you probably would predict that it's going to be a tight enough game. Like realistically, we'd be another 7 points behind, 5 points behind if Beth didn't get that try and really stand up and just take one for the team, like, and literally run from 50 metres out. So yeah, right now I back Quins to win, but I'm guessing it's going to be a tight game. Yeah, tight finish.
Maybe a little magic from Ellie Kildan or
Yeah,
Fanny,
literally, yeah.
something wild
Yeah,
like that.
exactly,
That would be great to see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Best of luck. We're excited about seeing you in the quarters.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Let's join Nick Heath and Rachel Burford back in commentary ahead of the second half.
Thank you, Elma. Great to hear from Aoife Wafer. And look, 8 tries over the course of that first half. That's pretty exciting. That'll do. I mean, in terms of these discussions that people are having around supporting the women's game, coming out, this festival atmosphere that we enjoyed during this Rugby World Cup, some interesting numbers for you, Rachel Burford. I'm going to just look to my trusty stats here. But there was a question asked at PWR HQ about actually how entertaining is women's rugby when you look at the numbers and you compare it to the likes of Super Rugby, Gallagher Premiership, the URC, the top 14. Ball in play is highest in the PWR, 37 minutes and 31 seconds. The tries per game is higher in the PWR. And line out, no, not that one, let's go. There was another dominant tackles. There we go. I've got that one out. There are lots of metrics where, in terms of the collisions, the tries, the entertainment, the ball in play stuff, where Premiership Women's Rugby is on top of the world, and we want it to stay that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's the ambition of how players want to play, it's how coaches are coaching. They want more ball in play. They want to be moving it around. And you've got players out there tonight that want to get their hands on the ball. We don't want to get into a big kick fest. We want to keep it as high as possible. And you know, we're seeing the fruits of that. And I don't know why you're surprised, Nick.
Well, I'm not entirely surprised, but I think it's really interesting to get the data that backs that up. And at some stages, perhaps in the nascent years of the women's game, it's almost been maybe a little patronising to say, well, the women don't kick as much, they can't kick as far. So, but actually, I think we're getting to the point where the elite game has developed to be such an incredible product. But these things are remaining true, that the entertainment quality remains the very best. And what a thing for the women's game, for the PWR to be able to shout about itself, that it is ahead, it is entertaining in all of these ways. And speaking of the entertainers, the lights, the fire. Both of our teams are out for this second half. Well, both teams are certainly taking a point away from this match.
What Aoife Wafer was saying at half-time, and I think that will very much be the message. We need to be really direct. Let's take our physical game to Loughborough Lightning. Those opportunities in the outside channels, you know you've got the deadly weapons of Torley, Kildan, Wilcox. You've got to be direct first.
Loughborough Lightning get the second half underway. Ross Chisholm and Nathan Smith will have been earning their corn at half-time for Quins and Lightning as head coaches respectively. just a little over-ambitious from Becky Boyd, and Lucy Packer, as the scrum half was played before the ball had been lifted, and that's a simple penalty for Andy Wigley to give. Fancy dress Friday night.
Got to be going somewhere after.
On the edge,
Or been somewhere before.
On the edge, Loughborough. Thank you. You come in.
Down from McIntosh. Through Parry, wide. Cabea, the adversary in the challenge. Lovely support from Svoboda. Next to Powell. Call of pull it. No one was fortunate. Worked out quite nicely in the end. Fleming got it. Oh, tried to play it away. Morale will steal it back from Lightning. Boyd secures it. Away from Maud. Nelson. They rush up to try and put the pressure on, but oh, Cabea loses it. You do not see that very often from one Sadia Cabea, but that was the pace of the Quins' defensive line. NFA, she apologises to her teammates.
Just frantic from both teams. First the intercept, just trying to offload a little bit too much, and then here, Sadia Cabea. It would have been great to see her catch that and get on the outside, or try and get on the outside of Torley, but that rush defence from Harlequins pays off that time.
Third place finish last season for Harlequins. 73 tries scored. Got themselves into a semi-final, beaten by Saracens at that point. Homeside penalty at the scrum. It's proving to be an area they are enjoying dominance. Tuima for the corner.
Obviously got an experienced front row. Lizzie Hallen, Connie Powell and Silva Tarani. And also off the bench though, got plenty of experience as well to also come in.
They begin to sing song below. The mighty Quinn rings out. The mighty Nicole Wide breaks away to score. Roaring to the skies. She was one of the standout performers of last season. Dominant tackles, defenders beaten, carry meters. Wide was on top of it all. She dislocated her shoulder midway through the season. Towards the end of it, she was still on top of all of the stats. Was just told such a story of what a season she was having, and it is great to see her back in full flight.
Yeah, pretty remarkable that she still topped the stats even though she spent a big spell out with injury. Back to her best. She's just such a powerful athlete, big power player for Harlequins.
Strikes it sweetly.
Lovely shot from Pena. Just another look here. Just the work from the pack being able to shift the line up, the Loughborough Lightning pack just to the left-hand side, and Nicole White just looks up and sees that she's got nobody marking her and powers on through. But again, it's coming from errors, the penalty from the scrum that gave them the opportunity to have the driving line out.
Take from Pena. First time that Harlequins have led in the contest, and having scored one, Wide's taking names again. Packer, Tuima, Kildun, good control as it got loose on its way. Tuima pops it on for Parry. locking on and getting the turnover. Daisy Hibbert-Jones was all over it. Captain fantastic there.
Sarah Parry just didn't quite get any momentum in that carry, probably wasn't expecting it, falls right at Daisy Hibbert-Jones's feet, latches onto it. Celebrations are pretty hard in this game, aren't they?
It's a tight hold affair. The dummy, I should say. Alpha Campion, Morale, Kelter looking to smash through, but Parry was strong to it. Maud Cabea. Packer's gone in to try and wrestle that one away. Oh, that is absolutely superb. I thought it was Lucy Packer for a moment, it wasn't, it was Peña. One of the diminutive players, but that was wonderful from the Spanish international.
Yeah, really good read from an important time as well. You could feel the momentum with Lightning there, getting good leg drive, but there just does enough. Pulls Sadia Cabea down, releases her hands and then gets back onto it. She's such a quality player. Really enjoyed watching her at the Rugby World Cup. All-round game, really super skillful, but also has the work rate as well to get around the park. Defensively, she puts in a massive shift for Spain, but also steps up for Harlequins.
Already up to 29 caps for Spain.
She's so young as well, really bright talent, obviously plays sevens as well for the Spanish team.
Her father's her agent, her biggest fan.
You see Nicole Wyve there, just lining up. I reckon this is going to hit her straight off the line-out, just gets them go forward.
Rachel Burford called it. Packer. Sightings of one Gary Street in the building. Former coach at Quins. Oh, and that is loose. That is not going to be a happy moment for Bo Westcombe-Evans to review. Yes, Gary Street in the building, of course, a big supporter and coach support through the early career of one Lucy Packer. And we know that Gary was popping up around the World Cup and certainly relishing the joy and the wins for the Red Roses. The man, of course, who guided England to victory and Rachel Burford to a World Cup medal in 2014.
A reminder that due to PWR regulations, the clock inside the stadium is for indication only. The referee has the final say as the match starts.
Dance there, Rach.
I was actually catching in Emily Scarrett having a little dance on the side of the pitch, waiting to be allowed to run on with the water.
Having a little shimmy to a bit of Taylor Swift. I mean, come on. It's not to be enjoyed. The players are going to play, as we all know.
Injury, but you can see Harlequins pack, Jade Concord pulling them in, getting them together. Got some really good change from just being direct. Nicole up the middle, she's such a confidence player. As soon as she gets a little bit of momentum with her, a little bit of belief behind her, it's been a great battle with her, and I think the Tui's been excellent as well for Loughborough Lightning.
And Jade Conkle there, who's having a big chat. I mean, an end to her World Cup campaign and a retirement from Scotland. She spoke about the pain of that and how she just wasn't offered another contract, and 13 years service to the jersey. She didn't want to retire, but knowing that she wasn't getting a full-time contract and that then that decision might be out of her hands, chose retirement. And I think the most painful part for Conkle, she says that the conversation she had was a 6-minute chat. Certainly a bit of ill feeling over the whole thing for a performer, a player who is still performing at the highest level. Tuima, Parry, Peña, lost it, but it was backwards, but then it wasn't. Oh, Loughborough Lightning, they're going to cheer everything.
Trying to do the wraparound, but it's read well there from a left Kelter, comes in on Pena. Again, just tries to force the offload, force the play.
Morale's having a good game, isn't she?
Well, obviously, we've heard this week about Emily Scarrett and her coaching role within Loughborough Lightning. Part of that around performance, but then also around bringing those youngsters through. Morale, obviously, an under-20s player, performer. And she is having a really good game. Some of her touches, the support in play, and defensively.
Comes onto it again. Winds up the big one. He's being hit at the same time. They go with the big build-up, it's awful.
Right option, the space was there. Went right to the line, just done enough to be able to pull in the winger.
But for those watching, Carmela Morale has a 12 on her back. Emily Scarrett, historically a 13. You were a 12. You played plenty around this park for Harlequins. What is the nuance of the difference, and how can one Emily Scarrett help a young player like Carmela Morale when one's a 13 and one's a 12?
Yeah, look, I think there's a number of differences, but obviously it depends in the way that you want to play. If you want to be a real physical, direct player, or you can be a second playmaker. You know, Emily Scarrett was always the one who was line breaking on the inside and on the outside, and I was just that distributor. So it always depends how to use the strengths and then the way to be able to bring each other into the game. But it was brilliant to be able to play alongside Emily Scarrett for as long as I did.
Switch queen. Of stamping and moving in that line out to try and fox the Quins line out defenders. Oh, and Cabeas just slightly pushed that when it didn't need to be. And Pena, sensing the space was on the inside, has absolutely gone. Claudia Pena for the line. Individual moment of brilliance that stands out under the lights. The broadest of grins on the Spaniard's face. A peach of a score.
Absolutely brilliant. Just reacted so quickly to the ball being fumbled. Ball in two hands, shows to the outside. There's this tackle here from Parry that dislodges the ball from Cabella. Big step on the outside, sends Kelter out. We've talked about her sevens presence for Spain, and that's why she's got that pace to be able to flood on through. There's this step here, it's the show and go, the big pump. Sells Alev Kelter, steps back on the inside and has the pace to go around Nelson.
From our camera position and watching on from commentary, you could see that Lightning defence was just all drifting towards the corner. Pena slots the conversion from her own try. From here I was thinking, well, if we want to see a really good try here, Pena's got to recognise that drift's happening and probably try and cut back to execute it as well as she did and be able to see all that. Sublime.
Yeah, you can see Lev Kelter, she's backing up there, trying to get her inside to cover, but she's gone too early. The manipulation with the ball from Pena does enough just to push Kelter on the outside and opens up for her. Brilliant try, and really, Harlequins now really pulling out.
Yeah, an interesting complexion now. Early in this second half with those 2 tries on the board. 13 points now for Claudia Pena from try and boot. And it's a 12-point lead. He reeled in a 14-point deficit in the first half, Quins, and Loughborough Lightning have certainly shown their ability to score. So plenty left in this contest. As Packer finds Tuima. Oh, lovely eyes from Tuima to be able to look for that option. Looking for the bounce pass out on the wing to Torley. And Torley goes straight through Helen Nelson. Quins have got their tails up here. And a penalty.
There's Morale with her hands in there. I think think Ellie Kildun will be having a little word to Abby Fleming and say, hey, I was right on your shoulder. But lovely ball from Langy, love the no look. Always done so many of us in training with that one. Fijian flair that comes through, but great pick up from Torley.
It's a 99th appearance, incidentally, for Langy Tuima. Selected next week, she'll bring up the big ton. It's a 49th appearance tonight for Ellie Kildun, so she might bring up the 50 as well when next selected. Immortalised as a Barbie doll. That is a fairly good way of exemplifying where the career of Ellie Kildun has gone. Other dolls are available, of course. Conkle releases Powell wide. Was well stopped that time. Latui showing herself to be a shrewd addition to this Loughborough Lightning lineup. Parry. Tuima then drifting on that outside arc and then just holds it up for Kildun, who put the ball through, but it was well met by Ala Kelter, who has shown the door by Kildun.
Just again there, another glimpse of Langy Tuima. Every time she goes to the line, she gives a little pump like she's going to hit, allows the defence to make a decision.
We've seen this version of Ellie Kildun a few times, haven't we? And she quite likes it. Don't touch the hair. I don't know who was saying that to who, but regardless, some changes begin to be made. Coming on to the field for Loughborough Lightning, it's Amelia Williams, Talia Brodie and Christine Belisle. Talia Brodie coming on for a club debut, signed from Leicester Tigers. A couple of PWR seasons there, making 22 appearances. Along with Sangapolu, who was another one of them. And it's Christine Belisle making a 50th appearance for Loughborough Lightning, and well, what a story her World Cup was, which I'm sure we can touch on in a moment. Latui. Nelson, not much time. Solid work.
Under plenty of pressure again from Harlequins, clearly something they want to go after. Pressurise the kickers. They know that Nelson's probably the only big kicker in the team. They don't tend to use the box kick. Liv Kelter's more of an attacking kicker type of play.
It's gone over the top. To be tidied up by Treader. She did well. It's a little loose again though, nobody getting their hands to it, ball bobbling along the floor, but pretty well dealt with in the end. Maud. Good leg drive through the hole, but eventually lost despite Brodie's efforts. And it's Pena again. Oh, chipped over, possibly taken out after the kick. No one is investigating that. Kelter whacks it away straight to Kildun. The two of them involved a moment ago, and Kelter's looking to try and hunt down the Red Rose.
Probably the one defender that is definitely going to make a tackle on you is Sadia Kabea.
Packer. Conkle. Morale with the tackle, or just on the outside of the fingertips from Claudia Pena.
I think Lucy was looking to try and skip her, maybe. Try and hold that inside channel, that inside defender. Really enjoying that physical battle with Latui at number 8 for Lightning, and Nicole White, number 6 for Harlequins. Just two physical attributes for both of their teams, not giving each other an inch at all.
Hibbert Jones. Kelter fighting away through. Latui, lovely offload. Good option. Up to the halfway line through Brody. And now they're going again. Nelson could take in mid-air. That wasn't the easiest for Ives Campion with the pressure, the tackle coming on. Attempting the kick pass, and it is going to end up working out. And now they might have room for Matai Tonga to absolutely fly. Chase was good. Wilcock wasn't going to let her get away. Kabea into play scrum half, then through Nelson. Belial. Nelson. Oh, big hit on Brody. Conkle wanted to get over the top of that, hasn't quite been able to. Clear out just enough. Nelson. Hibbert Jones. Actually might be the dummy runner, ends up getting it. Floored by combination including Wythe. Then the big carry from Williams. Ball presentation's good. McIntosh knew she needed to get out of the way or concede a penalty. Nothing coming quickly for Lightning from the penalty advantage.
There's a great line break. Matai Tonga down on that right-hand wing again. Beth Wilcox getting back to make the last-ditch tackle. I think it was Nicole Wythe. Here's another look at it. Looks like here she's just got the gas, but using the angle, Beth Wilcox manages to get back.
Inbound players for Harlequins. Leading the field.
It is a full front row change for the home side. Karis Phillips, Hannah Sims and Laura Delgado coming onto the field, replacing Tarani, Powell and Hanlon. Two World Cup stars for Wales and Spain combined. Phillips and Delgado. Now there's another penalty advantage being played to Loughborough Lightning, so they've got a real chance to narrow the deficit here. Treader has it. They've still got the penalty advantage, so they've got a chance to try and score this with ball in hand. Morale out the back, kick over the top. Westcombe Evans is lurking. Kildun's brought it down. Free shot comes to naught, so back we will go for what was beginning to be quite a run of penalties, and Harlequins will need to be careful in this area of the field.
Yeah, they don't want to keep compounding them. Obviously, front row changes the dynamics in the breakdown. And there might be an additional change here. Good work from Ellie Kildun managing the backfield space and that crossfield kick. You're always going to play that free ball.
Ives Campion from Kabea and shuffled on. Treader is at the back. There's the try line. Few easier scores for the replacement and the USA Eagle. Played in the second Rugby World Cup and comes off the bench to get the score for Lightning.
It's just great execution again. Harlequins half go for the lift, half stay down, which means Lightning can just gather all that momentum, get into really good shape, and just opens up for Treader in the back.
Lightning's first score of the second half. trickier side for the right footer. Lifted nicely and straight through. Takes it down to a 5-point game. Harlequins 40, Loughborough Lightning 35. Running out of space. I mean, notepad berth.
Converted by number 10, Helen Nelson, and that makes the score Harlequins 40.
11 tries so far in this game.
Maybe it's a good sign. You're going to need a bigger notepad because there's going to be a lot of tries scored this season.
Quinn scored 73 last season. They've got 6 already tonight. Continuing to emphasise that PWR is the best league in the world. Physical contest. It's not as if it's a game where defence has been optional by either side, but they have worked hard both to create the scores that they have. And Lightning have got themselves back in this. They were on the front edge of the punch-for-punch competition in the first half, found themselves on the other side of it now. And that's a penalty to Lightning.
I didn't think that the ball was actually out, so Abby Fleming had all rights to go and charge down on Helen Nelson. Yeah, we just keep talking about this momentum swing. Really struggling to keep hold of it. Either team, once they get it, it's hit. For me, that looks like it's out. There is no clear back foot there. The ball is well past it.
Stolen. And with Delgado. Harlequins actually affected the most line-out steals last season. As Hannah Sims takes up the cudgels, then it's Conkle, and then Tuima, and they're streaking through the middle here once more. Parry couldn't quite cut away as she might have wished to. Kildun wanted the jab through. Oh, it's just going to sit up nicely right into the corner. Didn't sit up quite long enough. Aoife Wafer will take a seat again. She's got drumming duties to get on with.
Just Harlequins come alive, don't they? Opportunist. Quick turnover, shift to the outside, handling right at the line. Ellie Kildun calling. Just needed a little bit more of pitch, didn't they? Drops to the backfield, Lang Tuima. Ellie Kildun's got the pace. Unfortunately, the white line does it.
Oh, they've gone to the tail, it's not worked out. Twisting and turning. Karis Phillips just couldn't quite build up enough momentum to try and get there herself. But Quins, knowing that Lightning are getting that close to them once more, send wide into battle. Packer serves it again, Pena getting close. Thwarted by the upright and the post protector. Now they drive, now they're over, are they? Referee says yes.
I think it might be Bimber, is it? Is it enough or is it Conkle? I think it's Jade Conkle.
It's Jade Conkle. Skipper taking on the duties to try and keep the Lightning at bay.
There's 2 big errors from Loughborough Lightning off of their line-outs. Gives it Harlequins the opportunity here, and then just the pick and go, the work rate right on the shoulders, the patience, the time in there. Jade Conkle giving her a chance to settle, gets underneath 2 defenders.
Seventh try for Harlequins, 15 points now for Claudia Pena, and they reassert that 12-point advantage. Heels. Peña's absolutely having it. Delgado with the work to secure it. Tuima, Tarry. Solid night from Tarry. Tuima has been playing well. Kildun timed the tackle well. Nelson under pressure. Would love to have smuggled that away to the left side where he had a player on the touchline unmarked, but goes through Green. Harlequins fans are used to a fullback called Green playing on this turf, but normally their own Tyrone rather than the Lightning Lear. Matai Wardby, one of the replacements who is on. Soft hands, that was nice to find Williams, and Williams has broken away. And Williams with Tuima to beat, oh, and she's gone straight through. Amelia Williams. Lightning are not out of this yet. Front rower shown a clean pair of heels and the physicality to get around Langi Tuima and get Loughborough Lightning's 6th try.
That's such a good run from Williams. Just the offloads through the middle, slipping off tackles from Harlequins, and then no back wants a front rower who's got up to speed in the backfield to have to take them on. Just steps on the inside, does enough, and then still has pace to finish. Shout out to our club, Medway, where she comes from. Been really, really stand-up player for Loughborough in the under-20s, developing into such a well-rounded player.
Keep it local, Berth, keep it local. Nelson adds the 2. This is a title contest.
Let's have a look at it. I think it's Abby Fleming just slips off the contact. Just a subtle change of angle from Williams there. It's a difficult position to be able to defend from. All the space to pick off Langi Tuima inside and outside.
10 points from the boot of Helen Nelson. Changes made as Abby Brown and Ellen Scantlebury came onto the field for Loughborough Lightning. Quins are sending on Ella Cromack and Tyler Shirley. Just checking who's on and off here. Abby Fleming taking leave, and Langi Tuima as well.
I think she's had a good evening. Fleming, but also Langi Tuima. I think she's directed really well. She's exited really well for Harlequins. Been that key distributor in the midfield, that lovely no-look pass that got them on the front foot. It's a good choice for them to have an extra player who can play in that position.
19, Tyler Shirley. And number 22, Ella Cromack.
Oh, Conkle's ripped that in the tackle, and Peña brings in a defender. It was loose, it couldn't quite be found to Torley, and backwards from Black was the call. Abby Brown gets wrapped up by Sims. Interesting chatting to a few of the Team GB and Sevens crew who've taken up residence in clubs across the PWR this season. A lot of them have described that in pre-season they just kept running from ruck to ruck, wanting to be everywhere like you have to be in Sevens, and a few of their 15th teammates have said, it's okay, you don't need to be over here, we've got this. You can stay in your position. Learning all the time in that transition from the short form of the game to the full 15s. Cromack in for Kildun. Door was shut fairly swiftly in the face of the Red Rose. Oh, Kelton might have had a moment on that. In fact, it's the knock-on that's been given. So you may have just heard the referee saying that there's about 10 minutes remaining. Our clock on screen is our best estimation from the half-time, but it will be the referee and his whistle that decide when this contest will conclude. Could arguably have done for an extra roll there, couldn't you?
And also Lev Kelter off their feet. You just see Abby Brown and Matai Tonga on the right-hand side of the scrum. Be great to see Abby Brown go up against old teammate from the 7th Circuit, Beth Wilcox, down that right-hand side.
Delgado, another one of those with a slightly sour end to their World Cup campaign, retired after the tournament, spoke of feeling a little angry and hurt a while after not being selected for that final World Cup group game against Japan, knowing that she was going to say goodbye at that tournament. Seemed a curious choice by the coaches, but there's not always time for sentiment in elite sport, I guess. Would-be Nelson. Loughborough Lightning chasing down this 5-point lead that Harlequins have. Here, but Jones, lovely timing. Bought by absolutely everybody. In they come. Nelson. Wide, tried to get in, and after that, short ball taken by Scantlebury, and then on for Brodie. Has launched the big one over the top, eagle to eagle as it finds Matai Tonga. Parry well cleared out. Nelson looking at the options. Belial shipped it on for Ives Campion. It's good continuity. Williams with a lovely breakaway try. It's brought them back into this contest. The skipper Hibbert Jones. Brody, it was loose and backwards, says the referee. Maud. It's a little slow. It's not given Helen Nelson an awful lot of time. Pena will send it on, and it's there for Cromack. Scragged on the halfway line, pops it up for Scotswoman Fien McIntosh, signed from Saracens in May, where she made 50 appearances. That's an intelligent prod, just to try and keep Loughborough Lightning as far from that Quins try line as possible.
Yeah, smart game management, just turn them, pin them in their own half, force them to try and play out. Lucy Packer again, just picking the right angle, the roller kick.
The referee has the final say of the time at the end of the match.
Just lost it and then tried to play it away and rescue it to Kelter, and Quins will celebrate the defensive pressure.
You're just drifting on the outside there. You've got players defensively coming on your inside. You've already got a player around you. Just got to wrap that ball up, be really direct, especially when you've been under pressure. You're in your own 22, trying to run out.
Swoboda. Conkle. Minutes continue to tick away. Conkle. Packer. Cronin. Pena holds it up. It's there for Parry to run onto. Oh, she bounces through Nelson. Svoboda. Wythe. Cromer pumping, dummying. Conkle managed to get the offload away. Phillips. Fourth World Cup for Karis Phillips this summer. Home fans want another. Can Quins deliver them one? Wythe again. Diving to the floor. Packer. Phillips. Into Williams. Delgado. Enjoying time back at club. Packer. Pick and go. Oh, and they're over. Hannah Sims, the one to take on responsibility. Sensing that Lightning were just looking at the outside options. Rue one she goes. And Harlequins are hoping to round off their evening with an 8th try. Goodness, we have been treated at the Stoop. 10-point lead with a kick to come. A reminder, our clock on screen is our close estimation, but the referee may have a couple more minutes on his watch than we've got.
Just felt the urgency from Harlequins, all of that build up into that, the little tip passes, shifting the point of contact, just keep pushing Loughborough Lightning back and back.
Pena's taking her time over this one. Maybe having a look at the watch. Oh, she's run out. Well, that's the shot clock running out for you. Time enough for the restart. Nelson. It's a 10-point game. Rather than a 12-point one. Opens up the opportunity for the losing bonus. Quinn send it downfield. How costly could that moment be from Claudia Pena? How much have Loughborough Lightning got left? If they can finish within 7 points, they'll get a losing bonus point. Clock may not have enough for them to get victory. 1 4-try bonus point and a losing bonus would be the very least they deserve for what they put out there on the field tonight. But that's the knock-on through the defensive pressure, tidied up by McIntosh, and it's back with Harlequins. Packer has looked to try and send it away. It's not gone into touch though, and it's Ellie Kildunn having to put in the shot as Lightning are back in possession. Wonder if it needed a bit more composure on the clearance there. Rachel Burford, was it intended to go out, do you think?
I think Lucy Packer had a call from Ellie Kildunn. The little backwards door.
Oh, that's a nice offload out the back of the hand, but Hibbert Jones has lost it. It goes to ground. Referee, a quick look at the watch. We'll continue to play.
Some lovely hands in the build-up. One right on this right-hand side. Hibbert Jones, that little touch on the inside, keeping the ball alive because Torley had lined her up perfectly. Another one there, little back door, didn't quite come off from Morale. But they're still digging in, they're still fighting. They know that they might not be able to win this game, but they can certainly try and take as much away from this game as possible and get that losing bonus point. But the first things first, they've got to try and overcome this scrum. and then pressurise Harlequins to play, to offload, to force things, to try and get that ball back.
In from Tucker, away from Conkle. Big carry from the Scotswoman, and it's going to be the penalty for the high shot. It was upright. Oh, I think there's going to be a little more.
High contact, it's high level of danger, mitigation, killer cut.
Well, a sporting handshake, but Maud will know that that was a little too upright and a little too high.
I think it was the timing that Jade popped up from the scrum. Just gave her no time to be able to adjust. That's why the referee said that there's mitigation there. But hopefully Jade Conkle's okay.
That's time if you tap and kick it out.
That is full time. That is the opportunity to clear the ball away. And are you not entertained? 13 tries, all in all, over one heck of a contest on a Friday night under the lights. Harlequins delighted, I'm sure, to be on the right side of that result, the 10-point advantage, and sending Loughborough Lightning away with just the 1 point from the 4 tries. Well, ultimately, these 6 tries they scored, all in all. But that is quite some score. 94 points scored all in all in the PWR opener, and it finishes Harlequins 52, Loughborough Lightning 42. And Rachel Burford, who impressed you over the course of that contest?
I think for Harlequins, I think a couple of standout players. I think Beth Wilcox was exceptional, both defensively and in attack. The work rate she got through, contesting every single breakdown. I thought Claudia Pena, again, another game changer. But for me, I think the work rate, the intensity that Nicole Wythe has brought this evening has been exceptional. Defensively, the number of tackles that she would have made, the big line breaks, the big bust through, the try through the middle at a critical point. I think she's had an exceptional game, and she is our player of the match, Nicole Wythe.
Well, she picked up where she left off before, a little shoulder knock. PWR player of the match, Nicole Wythe for Harlequins. Got herself on the score sheet as well at the start of that second half. Let's bring you up to speed then, if you've come in late for a little bit of the action of what we've enjoyed this evening. This was Quins then. Chance to go into the lead in the match for the first time. They kept chasing Loughborough. Look what it meant to Wythe.
It was super impressive, you know, half-time talk, big opportunity for Harlequins to pull back in front, just powers over through the middle. Great work from the line-out pack as well. But she's got the pace and the power to finish the job.
This was the drift and the step and the pace from Pena. She was gone.
It's just smart play, wasn't it? Had a little look up, ball in 2 hands, little pump, does enough to be able to push out and Lev Kell to hit, just does enough there. She's backing off, trying to get her inside to connect, but nobody's coming. And Pena just flies through there.
Converted the try and goes away with 15 points to the boot, Claudia Pena, and that was a real game-changing moment, wasn't it? Opening up that 12-point advantage, just too much for Lightning to be able to overhaul in its entirety. Catherine Treader scoring their 5th, converted by Nelson, took us back down to a 5-point game. After Karis Phillips couldn't quite get close enough, well, it ended up being the skipper who was the recipient.
It's just so topsy-turvy, wasn't it? At one end, it was Loughborough side scoring, and then all of a sudden, a momentum switch. Jade Conkle getting her team back in front, pulling away yet again. What you need from your leaders.
And the break from Amelia Williams. This was absolutely delightful, and it was a little passing from Maggie Tuima there. As Williams got in, again chasing down Harlequins, who kept pulling away. Conversion from Helen Nelson, who leaves tonight with 10 points to the boot. She'd much rather have had the result. But that's filthy from a front rower.
It's really good power and pace to finish, isn't it? Takes on Maggie Tuima, does enough on a step.
And then just to finish it off, Delgado with the carry, Sims gets over it. Almost going to be the go from Pena, but actually Sims gets back, picks and goes, and then the ice cream hat finishes it off. Ross Chisholm is in there. Look at the size of that crew. They are all out on the first night of the season to celebrate that victory, and a victory by 10 points. Outscoring Loughborough Lightning by 7 tries to 6. It's a convincing victory for Harlequins. Let's head down pitch side and join Elmer Smith.
Congratulations to our PWR. London handbag, because of course breast cancer now, they are our partners. You guys have been playing in this pink strip. Is this the lucky strip?
Yeah, I think it is incredibly lucky, but also down to hard work. I mean, we've reconnected with the internationals, built a lot in the cup, and I think it's just a testament to how much of a strong connection we have going on at Quins, and I love playing with those girls, and I'll do it again and again until someone out to.
You were absolutely sensational tonight. What was the secret to that performance?
I think a lot of that is the belief that's instilled in me from my teammates and from myself and from my family. Obviously, it's incredible to be back from a long-term injury, so it's starting to feel really good to be getting my mojo back, hopefully long-term this time.
So more of this mojo next week, yes?
Same more the same next week, can't wait.
What does it mean to you when you guys are playing at the Stoop like this and you have 4 times the number of fans who average attended your home fixtures last season? 30% of these fans have never been to your matches here, and they were queuing to take photos with the Rugby World Cup trophy. What does this energy do for you guys on the pitch?
It's absolutely incredible when you're warming up and you can feel the crowd. It gives you just one more reason why you need to play hard, why you need to find the extra energy, and why it means so much to win. So thank you so much all the crowd who's travelled from a long way to come here. I promise we'll keep making it an entertaining game for you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
Thank you so much.
And now we are joined by Lightning captain Daisy Hibbert-Jones. Congratulations on that performance. We did say that at halftime we thought you guys would be most happy going into the sheds 2 points up. Where do you think it went wrong tonight?
I think we just didn't have as physical defensive performance to match our attack. Like, our attack was threatening today, and that's why it was such a high-scoring game. I think we, as a pack, as a squad, need to work on our defence, our width, to be able to go and match our defence with our attack.
Now, next week, Sale Sharks, you have them coming up. How much of what you've done here today will you take into that? What have you learned?
So much. Like, we've learned our attack is threatening. Like, we can take it to a team like Quins, we can take it to anyone in the league and score 42 points away from home. Like, that's something to be hugely proud about. We know that Sale are a northern team, they bring that northern grit, they want to play up front rugby, so we're going to have to match their physicality and attack with our defence, and we know that's going to be a massive learning for us this week, and no doubt we're going to learn that pretty quickly.
So you've had Emily Scarrett running on the water, she's your assistant coach. There's been a lot of talk about her this week. How is that role changing for you guys, having her still in the camp but not on the pitch?
I mean, it's absolutely gutting to leave her off the pitch because she is the GOAT. We all know that. But to still have her within our environment, like as a part of our coaching setup, is like hugely invaluable. She already brought that side of the game to our training sessions and to our games anyway, so to be able to still have her there. We've not fully lost her yet, so we're just taking in everything that she says. She brings so much invaluable experience and knowledge to the game that we need, and she, like, bringing the message on, she's so calm, she's so collected, you know, Scar's like, that's her to a T, and she brings the message exactly what we need because she gets it from a player's perspective, so it's great to have her still.
Good luck with the rest of the season and congratulations on a strong performance today.
Thank you.
And now we welcome to the presentation area the victorious coach, Ross Chisholm. 10-point margin in it. Did it feel like a 10-point margin?
No, it really didn't. Full credit to Loughborough. I thought they played really well today. Look, we kind of said at the start of the game it was going to be who could be cohesive, and it's, you know, with 2 weeks lead-in time, it's never going to be perfect, and I think we saw elements of that tonight. We were excellent in parts and then made errors, and Loughborough punished us. So, look, just delighted to get the 5-point win, and we'll roll on to next week.
You said that the players have decided that being brave, being physical, and being entertaining, these are their values. This is what they want to do. How close to that did you get?
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, it was such a 52-42 probably speaks for itself. Look, I thought both teams really came and tried to play rugby, and it was like a really attacking side, which made it defensively very difficult. As I I said, I think, look, cohesion was going to be a big thing going into these first couple of weeks with not a huge amount of lead-in time, that we knew there would be errors, and it was more about how we responded to those mistakes. And I thought we responded excellently when we went down points and were able to sort of draw in our attacking game, and I thought we were really clinical when we got into 22.
What needs to be fixed ahead of Saracens away next week?
Oh, look, a little bit of time, I think, sort of like fixes a lot of things, actually just working together as a group, getting that timing in the catch pass and learning new systems again. As you said, it's really challenging when players come in from different environments and you're trying to this is how we play Harlequins, and like it's almost like, right, everything you've done for the last 4 months is maybe a little bit different, and that it's a challenge we're all facing, but I thought, as a spectacle, I thought it was an excellent game.
Congratulations, Ross, and good luck.
Thank you.
And now we are joined in this area by Rachel Burford, who's just managed to make it downstairs. Rachel Burford, that's a big result for Harlequins, considering the fact that Loughborough felt like they really had that all the way until about the 72nd minute.
Yeah, well, it's a really topsy-turvy game, wasn't it? 1 minute Harlequins had the momentum, then it swings the other way, then the other way, literally for 80 minutes. You know, Loughborough going in at half-time, 2 points ahead, and then all of a sudden, whatever was said in the change room, let's be direct, let's go forward, and they turned up. And, you know, at times it felt that Harlequins were really in control, and then an error, a mistake, a switch off just allowed Loughborough to come back into the game. And we know that about Loughborough. Loughborough are a team that won't ever give up, and they'll keep coming at you and keep coming at you. And, you know, that showed in those dying moments where they kept trying to play. They knew they could possibly get that losing bonus point.
We know the rivalry with Saracens runs deep in these parts, and now you've got them really early on next weekend. Key work-ons for you?
I think defensively you've got to go back and look at some of the pictures that challenged Harlequins tonight. I think on the outside the channels were a little bit open, got really narrow, but that came a lot from the defensive work in the midfield, and that the collisions weren't being matched. They were on the back foot every time, which then shortens you up, and then all of a sudden your outside channels are exposed. So I think, you know, for both teams there'll be a number of things they want to work on. They've got this one out of the way. Brilliant spectacle on a number of things out there. Some really excellent rugby being played, lots of attacking rugby, wanting to keep the ball alive. So I think both teams will really grow into next week as well.
Of the two, Harlequins leaves with a 10-point win. What does Loughborough leave with?
Well, they leave with a bonus point, obviously getting the 4 tries, but I think, you know, there's lots of elements in there that they are rebuilding. They've lost a number of leaders that we talked about, and you saw people step up today. Simple errors. They're simple things, basic things that don't take a lot of time and don't take a lot of effort to correct. So I don't think that they'll be walking away. They'll be disappointed, of course you will be, but there's a number of elements from that game today that they can be really proud of, be confident on, and then know that they've got to fix some things up for next week.
The energy from Loughborough Lightning, the body language, a lot of the atmosphere around, the morale around this team looked really strong for plenty of that fixture.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think, no player turns up and accepts that they're going to get beat, or that they come here with a clear plan to try and beat Harlequins, and at moments in that game they looked like the better team tonight, and then at times they didn't, and it was just so flip-floppy. Maybe if there's another 5 minutes, you don't know who could have been on the end of the winning team at the end of it. It was just so, at times, really fragmented, and I think for Harlequins, they'll be pleased obviously to get the win, but they won't be sitting there thinking everything was perfect tonight. We've still got plenty to do.
Plenty to do. Now, Sale Sharks did